Hey guys, how's it going? Mike here, the Fresh Rinse, back for day 2 of this apartment complex wash. Super dirty wash, and this one is even much worse. I am making 2 adjustments today. One being that I am not going to attempt to wash both of these units, this unit and that one down there, in one day. Now I washed those 2 yesterday, and then I had a wash on the way home. And I'll be honest with you, it was a little bit too much for me. By the time I got home, I was dead tired, still had work to do. And when I was in bed last night, my legs were cramping. So I think I was still climbing ladders in my sleep. The second pivot today has to do with ladders. You can see this is a little bit taller than those over there, probably a little bit because of the slope here. It just seems like it's taller at least. And today I'm going to attempt to use a stabilizer on my ladder. Now, I appreciate all the feedback I got yesterday from you guys who were saying, man, please use a stabilizer. I don't know that a stabilizer is possible because I have a 28-foot ladder, and putting a stabilizer at the top of it may not allow me to reach over top of the railing there. But I'm gonna do everything that I can. And so I've still got work to do this afternoon, so I better get to it. But I wanna show you one more thing before we get started. This is the north side. Of course, the other side is covered with trees. This here is as well. So this side is very, very dirty, in particular, way up here. This may be a bit of a challenge. I may have to put a ladder here and go up to this gutter line, this downspout line right there, so that I can get to each side. I may have to do that because of the way that this porch is hanging over right here. I'm not able to get a ladder to that upper gutter line right there. So it's like this all the way around. I do have good water access, and I suspect this is going to turn out perfect. Let's wash. In the comment section, feel free to ask questions. I enjoy the connection that I have with my subscribers. And if you ask questions, I'll do my best to answer. In the many years that I've had a YouTube channel, to the best of my memory, I have responded to every single comment. As of yesterday, we now have 14,000 subscribers. Yay! And so I'm extremely grateful for that. Thank you for subscribing and being so faithful to viewing my videos, leaving comments, hitting that like button. If you have never subscribed, I would encourage you to do so. And if you have never hit the bell tab, would you mind doing that? And that way you can be alerted to all future videos. I now have right around 900 videos on this channel, all referencing pressure washing, soft washing, roof cleaning, concrete cleaning, marketing, so forth and so on. All free content just for you. And speaking of free content, don't forget, every Wednesday, myself and Jeremy Messer of Kentucky Wash Pros host the world's worst podcast ever right here on this channel every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's called the Wash Pros podcast. It is the worst podcast ever. That's our mantra, and that way we don't have any pressure to hype it up and make it something that it's not supposed to be. It's a party room. We have a great time. We talk shop, talk about pressure washing and life. We always have a great time. We always end in prayer around the 10 o'clock hour. Again, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every Wednesday night, the WashTube podcast. This coming Wednesday, tomorrow night, we have a special guest who's going to teach us all about Google reviews and the importance of Google reviews, how to help you rank, how to get Google reviews, and the importance of Google reviews. I now have, as of yesterday, 331 5-star Google reviews, and I can tell you that it helps me to rank on Google. So I highly encourage it. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Fresh Rinse Media. These apartments are extremely dirty. It's possible that these have never been washed. And this apartment complex is trying to do their job to clean things up, make things right by these residents. I am using a 1.8 downstream injector, shooting about 1% sodium hypochlorite. It's fresh. I just transferred it from my shop this morning, so it's real hot, nice and fresh, and should have no problem cleaning all this up. I may have to get my long-range shooter tip to get way up in there, but I don't know if that's going to be a problem. Got a pretty good angle right here on this hill where I'm standing. So I'll get my long-range shooter tip and my Suttner ST2700 gun and see if we can't get that. Okay, I'm standing on this hill and attempting to reach that, and I don't think it's going to work. This is a Davis shooter tip, and I thoroughly enjoy it and highly recommend it, but I am a good distance, so I'm not sure it's going to work. It's not. I'm going to get my ladder, stand it right there, and then I'll be able to hit that corner right over there. Okay, so I was wrong. I am able to stretch this ladder out with the bullhorns and get to that gutter line right there, so making it much easier. All right, let me show you what we've got. Finished the far side of this building, all of this side here, of course. And now we're taking our skills to the back side. I was able to stretch my ladder all the way up on this one with the bullhorns and feel much more safe. So this should go easier. I tell you, without the bullhorns yesterday, I did feel unstable. Let me give you just a little pointer here. Whenever I'm on a ladder, certainly a two-story ladder, I always have a friend on the line with me. My wife and I shared the Life 360 app, so she has my whereabouts. And then whatever friend I have on the phone with me will have my wife's phone number. I'll give that number to them at that time, and then also the address. So if something were to happen, even with the stabilizers, anything can happen. As safe and secure as you think that you are, anything can happen. And so if something were to happen, that friend would then know to call 911 and then call my wife. So you cannot be too safe. And as with yesterday, the procedure is to pre-treat the concrete first, then work my way up. I'll clean that deck and that deck, rinse that one, rinse this one, and then clean the concrete. Of course, washing the vinyl as we go. All right, we are done with building number 3. Very perplexing thing just happened, or I just realized it. I've washed 3 of these buildings now, and when I get to the back side of this one, I notice that it has already been soft washed. Some of this was still very dirty, but the bulk of all of this, even up on top, above the railing, has been washed, which of course made it very, very easy. But I'm wondering, did someone already attempt this and then give up? Did they quit getting mad about something? Did a tenant get on their nerves? Did the property manager give them an indication that they weren't going to pay? You know, it's just kind of interesting that all of this has been washed. The decks were not washed and the concrete wasn't washed. So obviously I had to do all of that. And I still washed everything. I gave everything the same treatment as I normally would. That's what they're paying me for. But maybe in the comment section, tell me, what do you think has happened? I'm wondering if maybe they started there and then decided that it was too high, that it wasn't worth the money, like maybe they underbid it and said, kind of thinking that's what it is. Why don't you tell me, what do you think of this? All right, tomorrow is day 3. I will probably not be filming day 3 because it will look exactly like days 1 and 2. But if you have questions about apartment cleaning like this, feel free to ask. One question that I know someone's going to ask is, how did you get this job? It was a Google find. They found me on Google. And speaking of Google, once again, tomorrow night, Wednesday night, this is July the, 20-something, 2025. But tomorrow night, Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Wash Pros podcast. Myself, Jeremy Messer, will be talking about this and many other things. And we have a Google specialist coming on with us tomorrow, and it's going to be a lot of fun. You don't want to miss it. I really appreciate you watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, hit the bell tab, leave a comment, share, and all the above. My name is Mike. They call me the Fresh Rinse. I'll see you at the top. Don't be late.